Pressure testing gas lines for leaks demands precise torque control on threaded steel pipe connections to avoid costly failures and safety hazards. When you tighten threaded steel pipe connections, use a two-step approach. First, make the joint hand-tight until you feel resistance, then apply a measured wrench turn. Typically 1/4 to 1/2 turn past snug for tapered threads. While following the pipe and fitting manufacturer's specified torque values and thread engagement guidelines, avoid using pipe dope as a substitute for proper torque. Use approved thread sealants or anaerobic sealers rated for natural gas and liquefied petroleum propane, and use just enough to coat the threads without excess that can shear and contaminate the system. Inspect nipple ends and fittings before assembly for burrs, cross threads, or damaged thread crests. Clean threads with a wire brush and remove old sealant residues to ensure even seating. Use a calibrated torque wrench or torque limiting crowfoot adapter on a torque wrench when possible. For confined spaces where torque tools cannot fit, mark the position of the pipe and count consistent wrench turns from the snug point to replicate correct torque by feel. When joining dissimilar metals, follow manufacturer guidance to prevent galling and use anti-seize compounds approved for fuel lines if specified. After assembly, perform a low-pressure soap bubble or electronic sensor leak test before pressurizing to working pressure. Then do a full pressure test to the code-required test duration and pressure, watching for any pressure decay. If you must disassemble after testing, back off slowly while holding the mating fitting to avoid abrupt release that can crack nipples or thread seals. Keep a record of torque values, sealant type, and thread engagement length for each joint as part of the installation documentation and future inspections. One of the most common mistakes is over-tightening threaded connections, which causes cracked nipples or fittings, thread deformation, and eventual leaks. Fix it by following manufacturer torque specs, using calibrated torque tools, and limiting wrench turns past snug. The second mistake is using excessive thread sealant or the wrong type, leading to contamination of gas passages and failed seals. Fix it by applying a thin approved thread compound and wiping excess off before assembly. The third mistake is ignoring damaged or worn threads, which creates poor engagement and stress concentrations. Fix it by replacing any part with compromised threads, cleaning mating surfaces, and verifying proper thread engagement, length, and taper fit to maintain a leak-tight joint. BigHomeProjects.com lists vetted local plumbers and gas fitters experienced in safe pressure testing and correct pipe assembly practices, helping homeowners find contractors who follow torque and testing standards for natural gas and liquefied petroleum propane systems. The directory also helps contractors get projects by connecting them with local leads seeking certified, experienced installers for gas line work.